Hello. What is up, party people? Hey, I apologize for the audio on the last video. I was pretty hot in the car, and so I was blasting AC. I didn't realize it sounded like we were in a wind tunnel. So the mind is broken into the 12 disciplines, 12 disciples, right? And the first disciple is Thomas. And what the importance of the first disciple is that it is the gatekeeper to the mind, meaning that you have your Garden of Eden, which is your subconscious mind, right? Which basically takes in whatever you sow into it and externalizes it or reflects it in the third dimensional hologram. So when you're disciplining your mind and you're going through the different 12 aspects, right? There's lots of different aspects. There's Judas, which is the one that commits suicide, which is your old reality construct fading away, dying to make your new one. There's all sorts of different ones, right? When you have your mind and you're disciplining it, the first place that you start is by putting what I like to call the guard dog at the front gate. So what the guard dog's job is to essentially witness all of the thoughts, feelings, emotions, and beliefs that you have going on in your mind space, right? And only accept the ones that are congruent to your idealized vision. So if your goal is to be wealthy, it only accepts thoughts and emotions that are correlative with wealth. If your goal is to be healthy, it only accepts those which are correlative to that desired reality. So when you go through the process, there's lots of cool different things you can master with your mind. You can master visualization, you can master the internal speech, you can master extrasensory perception, you can master feeling states, you can master all these cool things, right? But the root mechanic of your mind that, in my opinion, is the cornerstone of anything is the ability to basically choose or deny, right? So when you have something where it's like, I'm wealthy, and then you have basically a bill come up or something that hits you and like makes you feel not wealthy, you have to be like, no, that's not me. And then you assign good meaning to it. You'd be like, oh, that's good. I always have enough money. I can afford anything that I want, right? But when you're young, until you're about 8 years old, you don't have any type of conscious decision-making faculty, right? And you certainly don't have the understanding that whatever you accept becomes your reality. So you basically get programmed with all these beliefs. And so there is an aspect of going out and basically rooting up all those beliefs. And it all starts with essentially having that guardsman at your mind. And what is really cool about the guardsman is you can become unconsciously competent with the guardsman. So at first, when you start choosing or denying thoughts that are in alignment with your dream objective, it's like working out for the first time, right? Like it's just a laborious task. You're like, oh my Lord, when will this ever end? There are so many, like I try to say something and my mind just attacks me, right? Well, that's because all of those mind programs have been rooted in your subconscious. Basically meaning that they've had time, you've sowed them and now they are reaping, right? They have had time to ingrain themselves in your construct of reality. So whenever you go against your construct of reality, it's a dual-edged sword, because the construct of reality is meant to give the illusion of permanence, right? Like you want to wake up and have the same car that you had yesterday. You want to wake up and have the same house that you had yesterday. If everything was changing all the time at light speed, it would be a fucking nightmare. So when you have a reality, right, the subconscious, unconscious programming is really good because it allows for fixation. It allows things to be maintained and to be static to some extent in reality, right? So when we go and we want to uproot those static elements of reality and put in new elements, it's a process of becoming conscious of what we don't want. It's a process of affirming, being, and choosing the ones that we do want. It's a process of denying the old reality and or dismissing anything that is not in alignment with the core ideal realized value as if it were happening now. And then it's also a process of assigning positive, good meanings to the unfolding of everything around you, no matter how it may look in the immediate circumstance. So when you have that guard dog, you go through that process, and it is a battle in the beginning because it's just not very strong and it's not very built up. But what you'll notice is as you go through that process and as you build that muscle of your mind that allows you to choose or deny thoughts, that muscle will become self-sustaining and semi-autonomous, meaning that you'll say, you know, I'm going to this thing, and the thought will pop up and says, wait, but you can't do it, and it will just beat the living daylights out of that thought for you, right? It'll be like a bouncer. It will just destroy anything from a mental programming level that goes against you, right? So it's kind of like your first mate, your general, or whatever you want to call it. So it's really worth investing in, because once it's developed, it's just a bruiser for anything that is not what you want, and you just dominate everything from a mental landscape, right? You have unwanted emotion. Nope, that's not me. This is my idealized real goal. This is the emotions that are complementary to that. I'm injecting those into my nervous system now, right? Like, imagine your mind fighting for you with the same ferocity that it fights against you on everything. It is a huge aspect of mental success. And because everything starts from a mental scape before it is externalized, it allows you to significantly control your reality with the full support of your mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys want coaching, you know where the link is. Other than that, keep conquering.